will touch a bit of the science of God. Last satsang, we spoke about 2.47. Gita's 2.47.
0.47, exactly.
Okay? Gita's 2.47 basically is talking about the three temperaments of a man, the three natures of a man. And those three natures are tamas, which is being negative.
Negative.
Number two, rajas,
Rajas.
which is positive, fiery. And number three is sattva. Number one is lethargy, negativity, all destructive forces within. And then if you have a grace of God and you evolve a bit, actually first one is more like your, remember in the starting we were talking about mineral world?
Animal world?
No, first one is a mineral world.
Mineral man.
Mineral man. Tamas is a mineral man. Not concerned. He has no interest. He's absolutely lethargic, no action. Even if there is an action, it's all destructive actions, very negative actions. Saturated with negativity, and negativity. That is tamas. And if this person gets evolved, going by the four kind of men, he becomes a vegetable man who will work for himself, for his family, and maybe a bit of an animal man. Okay, now Rajas is basically a very, very highly active person, but with lot of selfishness. Whatever he is doing for his good and for the good of his family. That's all. Kaput, finish, nothing beyond that. He's basically a very aggressive man. Very hardworking, aggressive, but because he's only self-centered, he's only selfish, he is aggressively bad. We gave an example of this, no? A Sethji goes to the shop and tell his man, hey, Chotu, before you start mixing the ghee, take 1 kilo pure ghee and give it to Sethani ji. Is it clear?
Clear.
Yeah, he is a Rajasic man, working very hard, but working with lot of selfishness. Yeah, their variation could be there. Some people are very badly influenced by the selfish interest. For everything, they want a selfish interest. Nambake inna varum avadana. Yenake inna varum. What will I get is the only interest they have. They're very active. They can go and kill anybody. So that's why all the gundas come now. All the rowdyism, all the gundaism, all the negative forces, what is happening in this world? Corruption coming from where?
Selfishness.
He's working very hard. He's running from door to door. He's working very hard, but working only with a selfish interest. He only has his own interest in mind. He has no interest for anybody else. He is a Rajasic man. Aggressively bad. Okay. Now it is reasonably possible that a tamasic man can move to being Rajasic man. Right now? Possible. If person can be motivated. Chumma work kara veetile onnu vela panna matta vaya or project irukke. You'll get 20% stake. You give him a carrot. You give him an immediate reward. He will get up. Probably after taking few lakh of rupees, he may again go back to the same old rut. But if somebody honestly want to improve and grow, there is a reasonable amount of possibility the person can move from being tamas to being
Rajos.
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 It's easy. Hey, உங்களுக்கு எது கடை கொடுப்பா வரியா பண்றியா வரேன் சார் வரேன். If people have the personal interest, they will certainly come forward, right?
Right.
There is a possibility that it is reasonably possible that man can move from being an inactive state to active state. Now, if one has to move from an active state to transactive state, means from a rajas to sattva, where there is a lot of action but no selfish interest. Will it be easy or difficult?
It's difficult, sir. Converse.
Yes. Okay. So moving from tamas to rajas is reasonably possible, but to move from rajas to sattva, you need a lot of purushartha. Sanskrit, there is a word called purushartha. Purushartha means self-effort. We have to do a lot of self-effort. Is it that the person who is working on sattva has no concern for the self? He has a concern for the self because he is also part of this whole world. Whatever he does it for the good of everyone, including him. And remember, we gave a small example when you're sitting on a dining table, and if you have a chicken in front of you, and
yes.
To whom will you give the big chicken piece? To the person whom you love.
Yes.
That is a silent way of saying that you are already experiencing sattva.
Sattva.
If you're deep-rooted in rajas, you will fight over the big piece. You won't allow your spouse, your children to eat that piece. That will be rajas. Understand? So
yes.
You are already experiencing sattva.
Sattva.
But in a simple way, which does not hurt you much. Understand? So today we have to move forward how we can move to the state of sattva, which Krishna is talking about in 2.47. Gita chapter 2, verse 47. The problem is, why we find difficult to move from rajas to sattva is our deep-rooted greed and our deep-rooted fear. Our deep-rooted greed and deep-rooted fear and deep-rooted possessions. Now, what do we do about that? The problem is, ask yourself, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about from a psychologist's point of view. 40% of you is living in the past. 40% of you are living in the future. With 20% of you, you are living in the present.
It's true, sir.
You are constantly worried about tomorrow. You have certain experiences of the past. So what happens? You are able to use only 20% of your time in the present moment. And we have developed in the whole growing up a tremendous amount of asking more, needing more, tremendous amount of greed, and whatever you have in your life, you have a strong possession over them. You have a tremendous possession over them. And sattva happens when you have a power not to possess them. So does it mean, Chandra, that you give everything you have to everybody and the road?
No, not
No,
like
it's
that.
not like that. It's not like that. In Gita, if you read, even my charity, we also somewhere understood in the last sessions that I am part of that infinite love. It means I am also love. If I am love, the action of the love is the kindness. And the action of a kindness is the charity.
It's charity.
Okay. Yes, no, we need to move forward towards this area of expression of the love to the kindness, from kindness to the charity. And charity can be given only when you have moved towards being sattva, that you are concerned about the people outside you. You have interest for other people. You don't have interest only for your own self. Only then the charity happens. And even when the charity happens, you are supposed to use your brain. You cannot go on throwing your charity where you don't feel. That's why the mission statement comes into picture. Given a chance, I will pass on as much as possible for the education of the children. That's the field I have chosen. So once you choose that field, you pursue that field. You may not find me throwing money on the beggars on the road. I may not do that because it does not gel with me. Understand? So even when you do charity, somebody's back sound is coming. Okay. Now, even when you do charity, charity also comes in 3 stages. Your charity can be tamasic charity, where you give without even thinking. You don't even know whether it is the right place and the right purpose and the right person. Many people are very emotionally vulnerable. Charity without, God has given us the wisdom, God has given us intelligence, God has also given us, that's why I'm talking about mission statement. When you make a mission statement, it's very clear what is the right area for you. And then you focus your charity on that area. When you do charity without thinking, it becomes a tamasic charity. It's called tamasic dhanam. And when you do a charity for a pride, many places you say, this home has been donated by Shrimati and Shri late. You see so many stickers, no? What are they trying to say? Oh, this toilet has been made in the memory of Shri late. You are making a toilet, you are putting your grandfather's name, even when you go to some steps, on each step also something will be written. It is called Rajasic Dana. There is a selfish interest. You want a pride. It is said when your right hand gives, your left hand shouldn't know. I must understand, Manjeet must understand, I'm only a conveyor belt through which God is passing on. Conveyor belt can't take a pride that I'm doing it. That's why last time when somebody says, okay, says, that's the place it belongs to. Every charity must belong to the same place. And that is possible when your charity is sattvic charity. Okay? So even your charity must be a sattvic charity. So we said the challenge we as a human being to move from being rajasic to being a sattva is our deep sense of greed and possession. Now I want to say something very interesting. I hope you understand very well. My guru says, my tastes are simple, but I want the best in the world. My guru says, my taste is simple, but I want the best in the world. Many people get confused that how can a man of charity is still flying in an aeroplane? Don't get confused. Being a man of charity does not mean that I must live like a beggar. We shouldn't get confused. God, I repeat every now and then, you are the prince and you must live like a prince. Hard-earned money of a prince. Prince will eat the best of stuff available in this world. Prince will live in the best of home. Prince will live the life to the hilt without guilt. Prince will live a life to the hilt without a guilt. Enjoy this life to the maximum. Only thing is, being on a path of satsang, be a man of ethics. That's why moving from rajas to sattva becomes very challenging. Why people are not able to honestly move from the rajas to the sattva? Because sattva demands a man who will not tell a lie under any circumstances, who will live his life only with ethical actions, who will remain totally honest to himself. An honest man doesn't need to prove the honesty to the world. Moment there is a need for me to prove my honesty, rest assured I am not honest. Honest man doesn't need to say anything. The man who will move from rajas to sattva is a man who will always speak the truth under any circumstances. When I was made a part of a satsang, these were the 3 rules given to us, and we must follow those rules, and we must report whether we are able to break these rules, whether we are able to live by these rules. So in the starting time, I was newly married, and Kiran said, we don't have a Godrej, you must go and buy one Godrej today. I said, okay. I went to the work. When I went to the work, I forgot about the Godrej. I came back home and Kiran says, did you place the order for the Godrej? I said, yes. No, for a common thing, it's not a big deal, no. But as per my master, even this is a lie. You must have a courage to tell the wife, sorry ma, Eniki, I forgot, tomorrow I will go and order the Godrej. But then if I say, then she will shout at me. No, to avoid the shouting, I said, I ordered. Okay? For a spiritual man, even this is not welcome. Second was, every action should be ethical. And third one is, never sign a document which you know is false. That's why many people can't move, find it very difficult to move from the rajas to the sattva. Sattva demands an absolute purity of yourself, absolute purity of your thought, speech, and actions. And another challenge, as I told you, is a sense of possession. So there is Chandra, I always come to Chandra. Chandra, you have a Merc. No, you are the owner of the Merc, no?
Yes.
Yes. As long as you are the owner of the Merc, if anything happens to Merc, you will feel miserable. You will feel a lot of pain and agony. Right?
Right.
Yeah, there's a problem of being in possession.
Possession.
Whenever you have a sense of possession, whenever you are the sense of ownership, you're always in trouble. Now, what do we do?
Everything given.
Huh?
Given.
What is that?
Everything given by God. If you feel like that, there is no problem.
Oh, yeah. You hit on the point. It was, no, imagine, see, it is given by God.
Yes.
So whenever God takes, let it take.
No problem.
This is the way forward. This is called a sense of trusteeship. God has trusted that my son has worked hard to let me give him a wonderful feeling by providing him a Mercedes. In a joking manner, and don't take it very serious, in a joking manner, all the raw products, all the raw materials which are coming to manufacture the car are coming from where?
India. Factories.
No, raw materials. All the raw materials with which the car is made, Merc is made, are coming from where?
From universe.
No, from the earth.
Earth,
No.
Earth.
From earth. No, whatever little understanding we have, did the Toyota company made the earth?
No.
Who created the earth? Who made the earth? God. Whatever it is, Baba. No, don't say God. Chandra will get upset. Supreme nature.
Okay. Nature.
Supreme nature. Okay. No, this every raw material which is being put into the car is coming from a supreme nature. We can call it God if Chandra permits us.
No problem, sir. You can say.
I always take a liberty with Chandra because he's a good friend of mine. He won't mind it.
Okay.
No, actually, somebody has made a profit. And God is keeping quiet. It's okay, Baba, you are happy. No. Okay. No, God is only for your happiness. It's okay, Kanna. You want to take my raw material, take it, Baba. Be happy. So somebody has taken a raw material, made one part, another person made another part, they assembled it, and then they made a profit, and then Chandra land up paying up 35, 40, 30 lakh, 40 lakh, 50 lakh, I don't know how many lakhs he paid. Chandra doesn't have to say all that. Maybe 1 crore, I don't know. Chandra doesn't have to say that.
No.
We have to crack a joke, no, because we have to keep alive.
Okay, sir.
We'll go to sleep. Okay. Now somebody has made 1 crore and not a single paisa has gone to the main person.
Right.
And man is full of arrogance. It's mine. Understand? So that shift we have to bring in our life from being an owner to being a trustee. Okay, so God has trusted Chandra. Yes, my son has been working so hard, honestly, sincerely. He deserves to ride in a Merc. And one fine day, God thinks, enough, Chandra, I will take the car back. Chandra will say, okay, Samigala, it's go.
You take it, no problem.
You know, whatever little cars I drove, all my cars are only on third-party insurance. Because by law, I have to have a third-party insurance. I never take bumper-to-bumper insurance. Chandra, don't listen to me here.
No problem, sir. Tell me. That means you want to take your own responsibility.
Yeah, I'm taking responsibility. If God has given me the car, if God will run beautifully, I'm a sensible driver, run it very, very well. by the law of the land, I need a third party insurance. Anything happens to my car, the person who meets an accident, he gets insurance. I don't need the insurance, Baba. What insurance I need? Yeah, I can manage myself. And they say every time you take an insurance claim on a car, the value of the car comes down. So my master told me, and I, like a blind fellow, I followed it and I never regretted. Only first year my car has to be fully insured because it has come from the showroom.
Showroom.
And the next year they come running. Sir, bumper to bumper insurance. That's nothing doing. Give me third party insurance. Sir, what is this, sir? What is this, sir? Don't worry about it. If anything happens, I can pay for the repairs. Understand? So that is when you get a sense of trusteeship. When Chandra suppose your Merc, I say, Chandra, I'm going out and I feel like driving your Merc. Can I take it for a few days?
Oh, you take it, sir. No problem.
No, wait, listen to me. Listen to me. Chandra, I take a car from you 3 days. Okay. No, you have trusted me to take your car for 3 days. It's my responsibility to take care of the car. And after third day, I must give it back to you, no?
Yes.
Suppose I refuse to give it back to you. What happens to me? What happens to you? See, our problem is only that. We become an owner, we don't want to give it back. So you feel whatever you have earned in this life is all yours.
Yours.
You don't want to give it back to the society.
Okay.
You forget that all has been given to you by the Supreme God who has given you a perfect body. You look around people, look at the people outside who are not as perfect body as you are. God has such a grace showered over you. You have a lovely family, lovely business. You're doing so well. You have good clients. So when you have a sense of possession, you cannot move from being Rajas to Sattva. So please note it down. Our journey is to move towards Sattva. And later I will tell you what next to be done once we start experiencing a life full of Sattva. Is it clear, friend?
Yes.
Clear, sir. Clear. Sir.
Now, here onwards, I'm touching the science of religion in a very short manner.
Okay.
Because this is coming to the conclusion now.
Okay.
Our journey is coming to conclusion. We understood who we are. We understood how we are supposed to work. And we also understanding what are the challenges we are going to face and what is the right path forward. Okay, so 2.47 is very important for our life. We must constantly be watchful of our mind. Ask ourselves, is my mind in a state of tamas? If it is in a state of tamas, give it a jerk and move it up to the rajas, bring the action back, and then ask yourself, are my actions self-centered, or full of love? Actions full of self-centeredness is rajas. Actions full of unconditional love is sattva. And we understand that we have a trap of a greed and the possession, a sense of possession. And we must go beyond this. We must enjoy this world. Hey, Chandra, I'm waiting that one day you will be having a helicopter. Don't worry.
Oh, no problem, sir.
Yeah. I remember I had a great dreams that I must have an office overlooking the huge sea and I must go and fly in a private jet. It's just a thought which came to my mind around 10 years back. One of the clients said, there is a requirement coming from Dubai. There is a requirement of animation. You may have to go there. I said, book my tickets. I will go there. They booked my tickets and the owner was one of the sheikhs. Owner was one of the sheikhs who was going to have his office in some part of the world. I don't know. They wanted to make an animation. They send me the first class tickets. I go by, what is the famous airline?
Etihad, Emirates.
Huh?
Emirates.
Emirates, first class Emirates. My tickets is booked. I go there like a Maharaja, and I have my drink, lovely drinks available even on the Emirates. You go there, you are picked up at the airport, you are made to stay in a continental hotel, and then next day I was in Dubai. Then I had to go to Beirut,
Lebanon.
a very, very tough place.
Beirut.
And there was no visa for Beirut. For visa Beirut, it is there, you land up. I told my guys, I said, you have not given me visa for the Beirut. They said, don't worry, sir, you're going with the Sheikh. Nothing will happen to you. Moment the Sheikh and you land up over there, you will get a visa. Okay, and then whole day I was in a hotel. Evening we had to go, and then car came, a Merc came, and I went to the airport. We were sitting in a private lounge. A Sheikh is coming in his private jet. So God says, you want to have it travel in a private jet? I will provide you private jet. So at least for one day, I enjoyed it. As a trustee, I was enjoying it. So I was in a private jet. Sheikh is sitting, his team is sitting, private air hostess, such a lovely food, such a lovely ambience. And we flew to the Beirut. Beirut again, I stayed in a beautiful hotel, beautiful place, yeah, lovely place. And whole day I was sitting, and his office was beautiful office, which I had dreamt in the office, overlooking into the huge sea. That dream is fulfilled. I was sitting like in a beautiful person, sitting in a whole ocean from a multi-story office, and flew by the private jet. Okay, so next private jet I will be owned by Chandrasekhar. Okay, so my friends,
Okay.
have a wonderful week, wonderful life. Let's enjoy this journey. And I want each one of you to honestly and sincerely work on the mission statement of your life. If there is any clarifications, you can give me a call. You can, sometime my calls I don't pick up because I may be busy. Send me a message. I will normally read the messages. I will respond to you back. And I wish that at least by, Ajit, when are you leaving?
Mostly by Monday, else by Tuesday.
Oh, by
But I'll be-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want, you can make the mission statement today itself before you go.
Sure.
And I wish that all of you make your mission statements. Even Ish, I want you to make a mission statement. Yes, you have made it. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so let's meet next week. If there is any doubt, clarifications, we can have 5 minutes or we can close.
So next class, we have to give the mission statement, sir.
No, I want
better.
you to make it. I'm not saying this is not a class. This is
No,
just
no,
an
no, no.
interaction. Yeah, idea is that you make a mission statement. If it should be very clear, you can share your mission statement.
Sure, sir.
Then we can catch you whether you are working on your mission statement or not.
Okay.
They said whenever you want to do great work in your life, go on top of the roof and shout and tell the whole world. So that world will come and ask you, "Dey, inna aichada? Inna aicha? Inna pandra ni? Chumma solradhu ni?" Okay, so tell the whole world your mission statement. I have told you my mission statement. So you can ask me every now and then, "Hey Vijay, how many new children are joining?" So I'm keeping the floor open. If Ajit has helped one child to get an education, if any one of you come across a financially challenged children who really want to pursue a professional education, please let us know about them. We would like to interview them, talk to them, meet their parents. And I normally also give them a counseling so that I can help them to pick up a right profession. Okay, so let's do this wonderful work together. So
Okay.
see you next Sunday.
Okay, sir.
God bless
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Be happy, remain in place.